Welcome to your next step up the self-publishing mountain.
I'm Matilda Swift, author of quintessentially British cozy mysteries.
And I'm Samantha Cummings, author of young adult books about magic, myths and monsters.
I've written the books,
Changed their covers,
tweaked their blurbs,
tried tools from a dozen ads courses.
and I'm still not seeing success.
Now, we're working together to plot and plan our way from barely making ends meet to pulling in a living wage.
Join us on our journey where we'll be mastering the pen to snag that paycheck. Hello and welcome to Pen to Paycheck Authors Podcast. I'm Matilda Swift, here with my co-host Samantha Cummings, and we're here to write our way to financial success. We're two indie authors with over a dozen books between us, and still a long way to go towards the quit the day job dream. If that sounds familiar, listen along for our Mastery Through Missteps journey. Each week we cover a topic to help along the way. This week we're talking about writing life routines. Before that though, what are your wins and whinges of the week?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you. No whinges.
I'm so excited.
Only wins. So I've currently there's a week to go for my next book launch. So I've had my book out with ARC readers, and the reviews have been slowly dripping through over the last few days, and they are fantastic. So
Spectacular. Dream reviews.
I'm getting dream reviews. People are loving the book and saying really, really good things, like making really good comparisons and saying that I can write, which is always nice to hear.
I mean, they're saying more than that. It's like, if you like Buffy, if you like Harry Potter, if you like, any of your comps, it's The Craft meets Harry Potter. It's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Such good reviews.
Yeah.
This is The Moon is a Door. You heard her here first.
Yes.
You are privileged to have heard her before she was famous.
Yes, definitely. I am on the way up. Yeah, so that is my win. Also, we had our mastermind day yesterday and it was very fun. We went somewhere a little bit different, kind of like a place we've been to before, but we just spent the whole day in the coffee shop / bookshop that we like. And it was great.
Lovely.
It was so much fun. Yeah, so nice to just chill out and basically take over the whole cafe and be the superstars, talking about cool things like podcasts and.
Everyone there was very silent. I think they were just listening to us. It was like we were having our own podcast.
Yeah, it did feel like that. So that's my win or my wins. How about you?
I have had a lot of wins. I've had a mixed week. I felt like the world was trying to keep me down. I've got a cold at the moment, but that is not going to stop me. And then I just had a day where nothing quite went right. Like I couldn't pay a check-in. I couldn't take the spindle off my tap to replace my washer. I'd set out to live things that I put off for ages and then I just was defeated. But cannot keep me down. I just had a week of loads of good things. I've been weirdly sociable. Not quite sure why, but it doesn't mean I've seen lots of authors. So I have seen 2 friends of the podcast this week. I've seen Jen and Helen, who've both been on before, and I've seen you. So I've had a very podcast adjacent week. It was lovely. Very bookish, and hopefully I've not given up on my cold. I feel like my cold is just impacting me because I am run down, and this is my body's way of saying take a break. But yes, have done all those things. I found out I'm having a nephew this week, so that was my big personal life news. It's very exciting. I got a new book cover come through. I chose a new title for the book cover. It feels like everything is coming up roses. It's delightful.
Yes, yeah, we're currently just riding our own high at the moment. It's great. No, that's really good. I'm excited for everything that is to come for both of us, and I hope your cold goes away. So, topic of the week this week is we're talking about writing life routines. What are we trying to achieve with these?
I personally am trying to. I think I'm trying to stop procrastinating, but actually, what I really need to do is to understand and be more sympathetic with myself and be more generous with myself and try and find a way that I'm not always fighting myself to work. I'm actually trying to work within my own natural rhythms and trust that I am a hardworking person who just needs to find the right routine. So yes, that's what I'm trying to achieve is stop using so much stick and find the carrot that's going to work to get me writing and also enjoying life. How about you?
Yeah, same. I always think that because I have such a set way of writing, my routine has been set for a long time, I always worry that maybe I'm missing out or I could be doing better. Maybe the thing that I've chosen isn't the best thing and there's a better way of doing it. So that's what I really wanted to see was, am I like spiting myself just because I don't think I'm a morning person, and by not writing in the mornings, and I always write in the evenings, and I used to write at lunch and I don't write at lunch anymore. So I wanted to see how all of those things felt, like writing at different times during the day. So that was the tiny task that I set myself, was trying different times of writing.
Yeah, and we said we'd try
Yeah.
like maybe 3 different routines. I don't think I was that strict with myself. I think I just
Mm,
tried to be more observant of my routines when I tried different things.
yeah.
And also to be more reflective of things that have worked in the past. And one thing that I know really does work for me is like intense bursts of writing. So when
Mm-hmm.
I did my and like being on a writing retreat. So when I did my retreat in Greece, I was away for a week with the weekends either side. And obviously I was traveling on those weekends, but I was also writing. And I wrote a huge amount. Like I wrote the majority of the word count that would count towards a book. And I was like, if I could write like that all the time, I could write 2 books a month. That's not true. I was exhausted afterwards, but I would like to see if I could write that way and it still feels satisfying and be productive, and maybe write that way for a couple of books a year and get a couple of
Mm-hmm.
books in the bank, just sprinted over like 10 days. And that would be doable. And then that kind of allows me to have a little bit more in my schedule than would naturally fit just given my normal word count. So if I had a couple of retreats a year, um, and get some books banked, I think I would
Mm-hmm.
really like to do that. And obviously I haven't been able to try that in the last couple of weeks since we talked about this, but I've been trying similar-ish things and thinking about that in my routine.
Yeah.
What sort of things have you been thinking about?
So I always wonder whether I would be better off writing in the mornings rather than the evenings, because I always do, whenever I'm writing, when I'm like in a proper writing session, because I tend to write the first draft of a book, like the majority of it, the first 50,000-ish words, because of NaNoWriMo of years gone by. I would do the first 50,000 in a month, and then generally finish off the rest of the other 50,000 for over the next couple of weeks. So usually I can write a good 100,000, try not to, but mostly in about 6 weeks. And so I know that I can do it, and I know how much I can write in certain times, but I always do it at nighttime. And I sometimes wonder whether it's harder because I'm tired, even though I tell myself that that's the time where I've had all of the thoughts and the daydreams throughout the
Mm.
day that kind of lead to the good writing sessions. But I also love the idea of writing in the morning so you can do it and then feel like you've done the work first thing.
Mm.
And I'm
I
not a
used to be
morning
a morning
person.
writer. Because I used to, in my day job, start work at 10 when I was in Hong Kong, and it would be 10 till 7. And then obviously, if you're not doing anything till after 7, and in Hong Kong, it's dark after 6 all year round.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would kind of feel like anything after work, it's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a time for writing. I could write in the evening, but I would not want to routinely do that. But there was like a Starbucks next to the office, so I'd get into the Starbucks at 8 and write for 2 hours every day, and feel really gleeful that I was getting 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
of my best brain energy, giving it all to myself, and then go into work feeling like I'd always written, in the morning. If I was in a time pressure or had a deadline or something, I'd write a bit at lunch and a bit after work, and you could really
Mm-hmm.
work up the words that way. And then when I moved back to the UK, my hours changed because I had to line up closer to the Hong Kong office, and I either started at 9 in the morning during summer or 8 in the morning during winter. And I tried to get up early to write before work. And it is cold and dark here. It is a lot
Yeah.
harder to get up at 5 in the morning. And in
Mm-hmm.
fact, for a little while, when I was still trying to work my actual Hong Kong hours, I was trying to get up at 11 p.m. to write before I started work at 1 a.m. I was like, no, that I tried that once. I was
No.
like, this is not working.
Mm-mm.
Um, so yes, I think I'm a morning person in a better climate, but I'm not an early morning person here. But I do prefer to work in the mornings, just not 5 in the morning here.
Yeah.
How has
Yeah.
your morning writing gone?
It was nice. I did it for a couple of days and I didn't write a lot, so I didn't get up any earlier to do it. Generally, my morning routine is wake up, go for a walk with the dog, come home, have breakfast, and then watch like 40 minutes of TV. I I like to have a very slow morning
You're a narrative
routine.
animal. I also like a slow morning routine. Yeah. So that's the worst thing, in fact, for me about trying to have a slow morning routine here, because I like an hour and a half of getting ready, and then 2 hours of writing is actually, you have to get up really late to do that.
Yeah, so I'm not somebody who wants to get up any earlier than they already do.
Mm.
That I like the idea of it, but if you were to see me in the morning, and you will do when we go on a retreat next
Oh,
month,
yeah.
I am not a morning person. It's like
I
I've
can
woken
imagine
up.
it. Yeah.
It's like
Mm.
I've woken up from a 20-year coma, don't know my own name, couldn't possibly understand how to be a human being. And I laugh at myself almost every morning because I kind of get up and look in the mirror and I just think, how? What? What is
Yeah.
this?
I
Who
feel
is
like
this
that's all
beast
my
in front of
friends,
me?
and I and I think it's one of those things that are like opposites attract. Because like I am like up and dancing in the morning. I'm full of beans.
No,
Um.
I am certainly
Yeah.
not full of beans. And coffee beans. That's it. That's like wake up, get the coffee. And yeah, I've never been a morning person, and it's funny because most of my family are morning people,
Mm.
and I'm just not. So writing in the morning was nice because I felt like I had done the thing. It did give me that nice feeling of, oh, I've completed the task, and now everything after this is bonus.
Mhm.
And that was lovely. And I think that like I'm not gonna say no to writing in the mornings when I'm back into my writing mode because I'm currently on a little break. When I'm back to writing, I think I might schedule in morning sessions,
Mhm.
um, and just see how that goes. I didn't really, because I wasn't setting any timers or anything. It was just for the pure sake of seeing how it felt, whether
Mhm.
I could do it, whether my brain was functioning enough to create the words. Because I didn't set any timers or anything. It'd be fun to see when I am writing how much I can get done in like a 25-minute sprint in the
Mhm.
morning.
I
So
mean, I
I'm
would say the
gonna
thing
do
about that,
that.
like getting your brain functioning, is I particularly don't like writing at home.
Mm.
So that is a thing that I found struggling when I moved back to the UK, because obviously cafes in Hong Kong are actually open very early. But I was working a bit later as well, so I could get into a Starbucks at
Mm-hmm.
8. And if I lived in a big city now, I'd get into Starbucks at 8. But I don't. I live in a small village where the cafes open at a reasonable human hour. And they are
Oh,
not. Yeah, I was like, I wish
that
someone were open at 6 so I could
that
go
is
in. And
unfortunate for you because the cafes around me, I live in a place that's like basically built on cafes. There are so
mm,
many cafes here. They all open at 6. Most of them open at 6.
yeah, because you've got a lot of
I could,
commuters there.
yeah. So I could go. I could go and do it. I mean, Ghost Boyfriend used to
I
be
would
on the
try
morning
that,
shifts.
because I really hate like getting up and trying to be in my house in the morning, because I'm like, well, I could
Mm-hmm.
be in bed.
Yeah, I used to way back in the day, maybe before I had Juno, or maybe when she was a puppy. I would go and work in one of the coffee shops near my office before I went into the
Mm,
office. Maybe I'll try that again because I haven't been into that coffee
yeah,
shop in a while, and I'm sure they miss me. so
yeah.
so I could try that because I'm going to be writing again come September. Maybe I'll be doing morning writing sessions in
Mm,
September. It really felt
mm,
good. I also did try some lunchtime writing because I used to do that loads. That used to be my go-to when I was in my younger years doing NaNoWriMo. I would take my laptop to a cafe and write for an hour, and by lunch I stopped doing it because I was buying lunch every day from the
mm,
cafe.
mm,
and from like a high street cafe, so it was expensive. Um, so I tried to do some lunch writing this time around, and I didn't like it. I didn't do it.
yeah,
I took my laptop and I thought I've literally just been sat at my computer all day anyway,
yeah.
and then just to pick it up and like do more computer stuff, that
Mm,
felt worse. That just felt not nice. And it's funny because I used to love it, and I thought of all of the things of trying. I thought lunchtime writing, like, yeah, I know I can do
mm.
that. I'll just do it for the sake of it. No, I didn't like it. No, it's really weird how much it felt like just like my brain was not interested whatsoever.
Did you do it in a cafe?
No, I was on my own in the office, so I just went and sat on the
Mm.
sofas and did it there, and it was like,
But I do think sometimes it's like it is associated with like with a sense of a treat. Because
mm-hmm.
definitely, like,
I know,
I
but I'm
think a
saving
part
money.
of me, I know that's the hard thing about it. So I think definitely a part of me not really liking morning writing at home is the fact that it's like I've dragged myself out of bed. I often
Mm.
would I would stay up later than I should have done, you know, and like that like revenge bedtime procrastination, knowing that like, oh, I only have to go downstairs and write, I can just drag myself down there. Whereas if I knew I had to get to Starbucks, like it almost was like it was a schedule. I was due there at 8, and so I would have to get up in time to do that, and it felt quite different, like going somewhere.
Yeah.
Because then if you arrive late, like I would arrive late, you know, I'd be like 5-10 minutes late, but like never more than that. And if I was really tired, I would just get there and sit and read because I can't go back to bed. Whereas when I was trying to do it at home early mornings, it's cold and so dark in England. I don't know why people settled here. It's not a good place to build civilization. Not if you want to be productive of a morning. And I would
No.
just wake up and go back to sleep because I was like, I cannot. I would try. So I write morning pages every morning, and I would try, and I would always make myself like sit up in bed, write your morning pages, and it would feel painful. I feel like my eyes were just hot coals, and I was like, no, I cannot write like this. It's miserable. But going somewhere to a cafe feels different. And when I used to
It's
write at lunch,
funny.
actually, I used to write in my office. Like I didn't have to go somewhere
Yeah.
because it was often like a short term quick fix to get some more words done or some editing done.
Yeah. It's because I always think that writing at home seems like it should be cozy, and it is mostly like, I mean, in my usual writing life, when I'm like fully into a book and I'm doing like I'm showing up every day and like doing the whole thing. I love getting set up and putting lights on, and I mostly always have like some sort of like tequila or like a little glass of wine
In the morning.
No, this isn't when I'm morning writing. So I can't do this in the morning. But like as my evening writing sessions, like maybe like a small glass of prosecco or a small tequila, and I'll have a
I'm starting
little
to see why your first draft is so long.
yeah, like just having the best time. Like obviously not enough to get drunk, but it's just like a kind of, it just feels like a little like cozy snuggling in reward of like, this is what grown-up authors do. And I really like doing that, but it's in the winter, it's not nice. It's not as cozy as it sounds. It's freezing cold. I'm always in here wrapped in a blanket. Horrible. Horrible. I do love going to a coffee shop to write. That is my ultimate thing, is going to a coffee shop, because I love, this is such a me thing, I really love other people seeing me writing. I like to
That's
be,
not such a you thing. That's a lot
no,
of people.
it's an everyone thing. I need to be perceived to do things. If nobody sees me do it, it's not been done. And I often, like, even at home, if I have things like, if I need to clean the kitchen or like hoover or, you know, do any kind of like chore stuff, I have to wait till Brian is around, because I need the emotional support of him being there and me saying like, okay, I'm going to go and clean the kitchen. You just stay in here. I just need to know that you're around. Otherwise it feels rubbish.
One of the writing routines I've been doing recently is a friend of the podcast, Jen. We have been doing Friday morning sprints. So I don't work on Fridays. And we have been doing sprints. Oh, I'm going to sneeze, sorry. So we get on at 9:15, which is a great time because it's like slightly uncomfortably early. And so you like have to be really getting up out of bed. Oh, sorry, sneezing.
Bless you.
I've been doing this all day. So yes, you get up. I'm still on my like day job hours, you know, because I start my work normally at 9. So you can be running a little bit late, and then we get at 9:15, talk till past, and then do 25-minute sprints. And I have been writing up a storm, like my speediest, best writing I've ever done. Because I'm being perceived. And even sometimes, like if I finish a chapter, I do need to take a mental break. Sometimes like I'll pick up my phone in the middle of a chapter, but like I know I'm being watched. I'm not going to suddenly then spend an hour on my phone. And I'm not going to think like, oh, I'm really tired, I deserve a little nap, or I should just have a break with a cup of tea and think for a bit. It's like, no, I'm going to push through. And like, and sometimes I might have been better from having that little break, but like 99 times out of 100, I'm fine to push through, really. And I need to have someone who I would have to actively tell and like make that excuse out loud to. Whereas like making the excuse in my head of like, I'll do it later. But later for me is 1 a.m, which is horrible. And I don't want to be that person. And I'm doing it as some sort of like punishment. And like that's the way that I think I should be. That's who I think of myself as being, like a bad person who doesn't do their work when they're meant to. It's like, why? I don't know. I'm still working. I need to go to more therapy for this or do some more work on that. And I am trying to work on it, but it is so good to do these sprints and just really see that I can do it, and how much progress I can make. And I think even after I finish those, so we often Jen can stay on till quite a flexible time. Like, so I can stay on all day really. I'm often not doing anything else on a Friday. And she has another session with her co-writer in the afternoon. But she can often stay on till like 2, sometimes 3 if they're not working. But actually I find when I start at 9:30, I can probably do 3 hours and then I'm really done. Like
Yeah.
I'm absolutely not. I'm slowing down. I am feeling tired.
Yeah.
And even sometimes after like 2.5 hours, like a little sprint is a bit of a slog, but it feels really good to do that. And like when I was finishing the book I've just done a draft of, I was able to do like 1,000 words an hour, comfortably in that time because I was all planned out and it was towards the end of the book, and that felt so good. And like actually, if I had to, and there was some days where I was trying to do 5,000 words a day because I was trying to hit a target to get sped up on my schedule. And it would take you 3 hours to do that first 3,000 words, and then the entire rest of the day until 1 a.m. to do the next 2,000 words. Which is just like, why? I don't know. I'm a terrible person.
No, you just need a break. I found that when I was doing sprints, I didn't do it this time around, but I did do some work on Saturday where I had the whole day assigned to do the work, and I just broke it down into like an hour's 25-minute sprints for an hour, and then go off and do something, and then come
Mhm.
back, do more, and then go off and do something. So I got loads done. I've done this before where I've got loads done through the day. Like gone out, done housework, like worked out, made dinner, like done all the things. But because I kept showing up for like a couple of hours worth of sprints,
I am
I
not good
got
at that bit.
I got loads done. Like I loved coming back and being like, well, because like I love a sprint video. So I was like, I just put
Mm,
on a sprint video, and like I'm so good at when I'm sat down to do the thing. If I've got a video playing, my brain just like snaps into it.
mhm.
It just feels like it's almost like I'm under some sort of weird spell. I've
Yeah,
convinced
but I
myself.
just can't get myself to sit back down again. And partly it's
Oh,
like I
I'm
am
I'm
genuinely
great at
not
sitting
not
down.
that good. Yeah, I'm not that good between like my morning sprints. I always think I need like an hour lunch break, a 1 hour lunch break, because that's what you have in your day job. And then really I could do with actually 2, 3 hours of
Hmm.
doing other things. I could do with like really getting away, doing other things. But then I think, oh, I should go do some exercise and I should do a load of chores. And then I'm genuinely tired. And then I think
Mm,
I'll have a break until after dinner. And then it's like, well, I've got some bits and pieces to do. And that's when I do my last bit in the middle of the night. And I
hmm.
need to get that second half of the day routine done. And I think what
Yeah.
annoys me is that actually when I'm on a retreat, as you will see, I will be paragon of
Hmm.
virtue. And I will do the
I'm
afternoon
sure.
sessions with as much energy as the morning. Like I
Hmm.
will, but it is like people are there perceiving me the whole time. And also
Yeah.
there's more enforced breaks. Like you have lunch together, you're breaking out of the work. And I think I just need to get better at observing what I'm doing then, because I have the
Yeah.
worst rest habits, right? I have this thing where it's like
Hmm.
procrastination rest because I don't want to do either thing. So
Yeah.
then I don't feel rested. Whereas like if I just went for a nice walk or read a book, I
Hmm.
would be rested. But instead what I do is
Yeah.
like try and sort out my newsletter or format a book or scroll on my phone. Not restful,
Hmm.
and I think, oh, now I need another hour of rest. And I've done nothing.
I really like. I'm very much a person who likes, even though I think that I'm like all loosey goosey and just go with the flow. I probably just do the same things at the same times every day. Like I always have
Mm,
lunch at the same time. I always basically have dinner around the same time, and I'll always watch a TV show at the same time. And I know I've kind of figured that out about myself, that like I might sit down and watch a TV show for an hour, but I'll just watch one episode. Especially if I'm watching something that's got long episodes, I'll just watch one
yeah, not
episode
me.
because I sometimes I watch things that are like the episodes are like 45, 50 minutes long.
Mm. But then two of those an hour and a half. That's a really nice break. And then you accidentally start a
Yes.
third one. You're like,
But
well, I'll just see how this arc
no,
ends.
no, I would never, because then usually like Brian will come in. When Brian comes in, I turn the TV off because I think, oh, Brian's back, time to work. So I'm actually
Mhm.
probably more. It's lucky because I have somebody who breaks up my time with
Mm.
doing other stuff. So he'll like leave the room to
Who
do his own
observes you?
stuff, and he comes back and observes me. Yeah, and I'll do
Mm.
things as well. Like a little trick that I've got for myself is if I'm if I should be writing or I'm like doing some work and I want to watch a TV show for a little break, I will put Netflix on my phone, not on the TV. The TV is invested. If it's on my phone, I
Yeah.
can just close my phone at the end of an episode and put my phone away. And then I've
Yeah.
not really watched it. That's like a little trick that I do for myself. So like Brian will say, don't you want to watch it on the TV? I'm like, no, I don't deserve the TV. The TV isn't for me right now. I am on the phone, and the phone is a quick distraction. And then it's put away, and I throw it on a table somewhere, and then I get back to work. So I've built up tolerance.
It's a
Don't
good
put
tactic.
the TV on. The TV is like me there to stay for at least an hour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think if there was the threat of like someone coming in and observing me in like my
Yeah.
third episode of something, I
Mm-hmm.
would stop doing that. But
Yeah.
but that doesn't happen, and that is the benefit of living
No.
alone, and also the curse.
Yeah, that is, yeah. Because sometimes if I'm really into like a video game, and I go through phases of doing video games, but I can play a video game for 24 hours. If I'm really into it, and if I sit in front of the TV, and I'll sit less than a meter away from the TV, like, sat on the floor like a kid. And the amount of times that I've done that, and then Brian's come in, and I kind of just see myself from somebody else's point of view, and it's
Like a little
really
gremlin.
it's really
Yeah.
beneficial, because I kind of like turn around, and he just looks at me like, I thought this is where I'd find you. And then I think, then I have that's the point where I get to decide, do I continue this? Am I okay with this kind of procrastination? Am I just like, is this just fun and I'm just having a fun day today? Or I get to think, maybe I should turn this off because I've turned into a TV gremlin. So it's that's definitely beneficial to have somebody who looks at you, and you get to no judgment whatsoever. He thinks everything I do is very funny. but
the observation is the thing.
I get to be observed and be like, oh yes, should act like a normal human today. Yeah, you need to get somebody to just come into your house every now and again.
Yeah. Maybe I need to put like a mirror under my TV. Just like just occasionally looking at me like, this is...
No, that sounds like a horror movie. No, don't do that. Oh my God.
I could train one of my cats to just come and stare at me like, this is what you're doing with your life?
Yeah. I was thinking you
one
could just...
singular life? You're doing this? You're
leave your
rewatching House for the
computer.
third time?
Oh God, I know. Leave your computer open in like an empty chat room or an empty like stream or something. And then as soon as somebody comes into the stream, you can be like, oh God, someone's here. Quick, do something.
I mean, there must be like streams of like, please stop me procrastinating.
People do. What's it called? There's like a term for it, isn't there? Like body doubling. They do body doubling streams where you either watch somebody doing the laundry or doing the dishes, and then you do yours at the same time.
Yeah, maybe I need to do that, because I do find like the sprints are really effective. I really like doing the for the words monster killing, but I have to have sat down and started it. Like there's a community function in that, but I do not enjoy it. It's not for me, and I don't quite know why. Partly because I can't figure it out because I'm old. It's got some...
I love the idea of like a klaxon kind of sounding to say like, people are online writing, go go go.
Yeah.
Although I would hate the stress of it would upset me too much, but in a a perfect world where I would enjoy the sound and like the stress of it, that would be fun.
Yeah, but I think maybe actually more sprint partners is probably what I need.
Yeah.
And to make commitments. I think I'm really trying to resist committing to like continuous periods of writing at the moment, partly because I am inconsistent in like what I'm doing, not in a bad way, as in sometimes I'm writing, sometimes I'm editing, sometimes I'm taking a break for a week, and I can plan it out, but it's like it's very changeable because I'm trying to do it around a day job, and so I'm often having like bits of days here and there, and all my actual writing days are really my days off work. So they might be like, oh, I actually have to go and do an errand today, I have to go to the hospital today, or I have to go and do something with my family. So it feels very hard to kind of make a commitment, whereas if writing were my day job, I could say like Monday to Friday, those are just writing days, there's no disturbing those days. I set up these writing sprints, and not none, like obviously sometimes you need a doctor's appointment, but like on a routine basis I would always be available between these hours writing, and I would set up more sprints. So yes, I do need to do that, but I think I also need to make sure I'm being reasonable with it and not thinking that every day is a retreat, because I will just get burned out.
But also like to be doing it full time, the dream isn't to replace a 9 to 5 with a 9 to 5. It's to replace a 9 to 5 with a lifestyle that feels luxurious in some ways.
Yeah.
Like whatever luxury means to you, whether it's like taking a long lunch, getting up later, or maybe luxury to you is working nights instead of during the day. Like I
will take a long lunch and like forage for jam ingredients, then make the jam. That is what I want to do. And I think if I can set myself up so that I've actually got really good rest time, that doesn't just feel like brief snatches of procrastination between exhaustion. That's what I really want. And I want to accept that, like, I love a long lunch. I do not go back well straight after
no.
like an intense morning. So if I have an intense morning of sprints, a long and solo trad singleton lunch.
That's definitely, it's like the idea that you could make a loaf of sourdough one day, or
lovely.
like I love
like
making
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I love making pasta from scratch, and on like a perfect day for me at lunchtime, I'll make pasta. Like that's, to me, like that's like an ultimate thing. And whenever I do that, it feels like I've lived a perfect day because I've made pasta. And that to me is luxury. Other people will be like, why would you, if you're doing whatever you want, why are you still like in the kitchen all the time? But for me, the kitchen is the place. I love it. And I love cooking, and that's what I want more time for, is to spend more time in the kitchen. Just really trad wifing it.
But I think I want to spend more time like frivolous thing in the kitchen. Yeah, like making jams and breads.
Yes, jam and cocktails, obviously.
Yeah. I love it. And like this year, the wild garlic that grows in the woods opposite my house, didn't make any wild garlic pesto. Nothing. I know, but I have already like put some sloe bushes in my mind and know where they are. I am going to go pick some sloes this year. I'm going to make some sloe gin.
Okay.
That is on my list of things to do. I love sloe gin, and I love making it. I love picking berries. I love a bit of foraging.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen my Instagram. It's just almost every day at the moment, I go out for lunch from my office and walk like 20 steps down the road where my allotment is, and I just go.
It was so close. Oh my goodness!
It's on the same road. Yeah, I come out of the office, I walk literally like it's like a minute down the road.
I just thought you were driving off work.
No, it's just there. Sometimes I'll go out if I have to take the dogs out for a walk. I just take them to the allotment. And I just go and tootle around. That's my like. I love it. I would want to do that more. I love going and just looking at plants and seeing what's growing and picking stuff. Yeah, I just love that so much. Yeah, it's on the doorstep of my office, which is one of the reasons. Yeah. Well, one of the reasons I was glad to get into that allotment. It was that one or the one on the other side of the village, and I lucked out.
I feel like we're at risk of becoming a cottagecore podcast.
Yes,
just derail our conversation.
Sorry,
but yes, I think I want to have, and I do often try to do this, and then I just. I don't have a regular enough routine for it at the moment. It's like, but I want to have things, and I don't have enough time. Like, don't have enough time to set things up, because everything that you want to do, I've got enough time to do it, but I don't have enough time to do all the setup and clean up. So then I kind of look at the time I've got available. I was like, well, I actually can't do that thing, so I should just sit here on my phone. But yeah, so I think for me, I want to have really intense writing mornings where I feel like I have so achieved everything I need to do, and it's absolutely wonderful. Then a long lunch of something fun, and then an admin afternoon, and then my evenings I can spend doing like side hustle-y, side project-y, whatever I want to do. I'm going to have one solid weekend day off, which I'm so excited about for the first time in forever. And have a Saturday just working on my side hustles. And yeah, I think that is my ideal writing life, which is not what I thought it would be. I really was trying to figure out, like, wrestle against the idea of having a very regular routine, because I was like, oh, I don't want to quit my 9 to 5 to have another 9 to 5. But what I want is like my best 9 to 5. They're like, whatever it looks like. If that includes 2 hours of jam making, that's what it includes.
Of course.
I've got a pickle pan and all the pickling paraphernalia. I've had it for like 2 years. Never pickled anything, and I hate myself.
Pickled?
I love pickles, and I want to be a pickler.
Me too. Yeah, I want you to be a pickler.
Yeah.
I don't have any room in my kitchen for more stuff. But if I had
It's
space
such
for
a big pan.
pickles,
You should not get into pickling. It's ludicrous. But
no.
it has doubled my mulled wine pan for my Christmas party, so it's actually fine.
Okay.
But all
Yeah.
the pickling equipment is stored away. You even have to get special salt. Part of it was that there were many, back to our cottagecore podcast, there are actually
Mhm.
many things you need for pickling. It's quite a palaver.
Yeah, I know. That's part of the reason I haven't done it. It just seems very intense, and I just want to eat pickles. As we all
Yeah.
know, pickles are the
Girls
best.
just want to eat pickles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I want. I still think that if I ever get to the point of doing this full time, I will still write at night time.
Megastar author Samantha B.
Megastar
Cummings.
author, yeah. I think that what I would do is like thinking about like doing all this, like testing out different ways of writing and stuff. I would love to do like a morning sesh and get in some words in the morning, and then have a long lunch, make pasta, from scratch, and then like tootle around, do a bit of admin, and then have a writing evening, because I really do come alive at night. Nighttime is my time. My
You're a
brain
vampire.
starts to function. Yeah, I'm a vampire. My brain starts to function so much more. Everyone at my office like goes home and has dinner at like 5:30, 6:00, and then like go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock.
No. What
Like
do
a
they do in
lot
the
of them,
mornings?
they get up really early. They're weirdos. But like I go home, I come home and I like will get home, do some writing, cook some dinner, do a bit more writing, and I'm not going to bed till like 11:30, 12.
Yeah.
I start to function when I get home. When I get home, that's when I'm a real person. Everything before then is just me waking up, like getting through the morning, like trying to remember every day. It's like 51st dates. It's just like me trying to remember who I am every day. And like reading all the notes, being like, oh yes, okay, this is what I do. This is the way that I work. And then finally, I get home at the end of the night, and I'm like, yeah, now I get it. Start writing.
Okay, go. Yeah. I do also really like an evening. I basically don't like sleep. So I like all the parts of the day. And I think I've come to realize that. In fact, what I really want to do, this is on my like skill to learn list, is I want to get good at napping. Because actually the killer hours for me, the only hours that I'm not productive that I really hate are like post lunch, like 2 to 4. And I just feel like, why am I so tired and sluggish here? And when I was in Hong Kong, everyone there is so good at napping. Like they'll have their lunch, head down the desk, a little 10-minute nap, wide awake. I was like, if that's me, I'm ruined for the day. But you can learn to nap, and it's I don't want to sound like a 90s tech bro, but it's supposed to be revolutionary.
I've heard good things about it, and I know a lot of people who do nap. I can't. I go to
No, me
sleep
either.
and
I'm
I'm
gonna learn how
asleep
to do
for
it.
yeah, I'm asleep for 9 hours. I've done it before, and it's just been awful. I'm also, and I've said this many times, a perpetual motion machine. Once I'm going, I've got to keep going, because when I stop, that's it. If as soon as I sit down and I relax, I ain't getting back up. I'm Monica in the beanbag. So, like, I don't think napping is for me. I can't see it.
Whenever I'm prepared to be annoyed by me, I'm going to become a nap evangelist if I learn to nap. I'm going to be
Okay.
all about naps. It'll be vitamin D all over again.
Yeah, that's fine. Nap all you want. You will not be catching me napping.
Imagine if you just saw me looking like I was getting younger. Like I'm
yeah,
Isabella
sure.
Rossellini in like Death Becomes Her. You'd be like, what is the secret? It's just napping.
If there are those sorts of benefits, maybe I'll try it, but I can't see it for myself.
Okay, well, I'll let you know. But yes, that is going to be my ideal. When we're on the retreat, not to bring us back to writing routines, when we're with the retreat, I'm going to try and do like all day writing, because I really want to get some serious words down. It's like really like I don't have opportunity to do that normally. So, and I know not everyone is. So we're going on a retreat with a bunch of mostly cozy authors. We're going to a location which has got many different spaces you could be in. So I don't think everyone has to be writing all the time. So are you going to try and get some big words? Are you going to try and wander around, be inspired? What are you going for?
I am doing big words. I'm going to do sprint writing. If I can, I don't know obviously how the day's going to pan out and stuff, but yeah, I will be writing book 2 at that point. So I'll need to get started. So I'm taking the retreat as big writing week.
We'll take him a little sprint clock. So if you want to join me in sprint corner, I'm just going to do like 9 to 5 sprinting.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll probably join you because I really want to get loads of words done. I want to
Okay.
challenge myself. It's not a competition
Yeah.
now. It
That's
could be a
fine.
competition. Yeah.
Yeah. That's you. You know, stand down from a challenge if you want. That
As long as
is
I come
not my
first or
problem.
second.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, like on a retreat, like I want to set my own personal goal. So I think I don't really, it doesn't really matter who writes the most on a retreat,
Mm,
as long as I've like set myself a goal and achieved it.
yeah.
So what I did, in fact, what we did when we went to Greece was we stole our friend Jordan Rivers' technique of having like little boxes to fill in for the word
Yes,
counts
I
that you
see that she
completed,
does that. Yeah, I like
which,
that.
yeah, which I absolutely love. So I filled that in, and I
Hmm.
had two different projects I was working on. So I filled in my boxes for one. I even had a little bonus extra 1,000 words, and then I moved on to the next one. Did all those, and that was
Hmm.
very rewarding.
Yeah, I
So
love
I
a
could
tick
bring
box.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great idea. I think I'm going to do a little tick box routine as well.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And then yeah, we also have a little, which I can't bring to the retreat we're going on because it's antisocial. We have a little 1,000 words bell, and again that works because it's a small group, and so whoever hits 1,000 words gets to ring the little bell.
Hmm.
But it only works because like usually 4 or 5 of us, and
Maybe
then we
we'll
also
just
have a
have to.
genius gong. We
Oh,
can
yes.
ring an imaginary bell.
Well, yes,
Um,
or we can do some sort of hand gesture or like, yeah, secret
yeah.
thing.
Well, in fact, when we first bought the bell, we bought it together, and we bought it from a charity shop, and it didn't have a ringer in. And we were on the way to the library, and because we were doing a retreat here where I live, and we went to the library and we rang the bell with no ringer in. And it's just like so you can ring it in the air. And then I attached a little pearl bead to the inside of it, so it now does ring. But I could cut the ringer out and we could shake it, or
Yeah,
just
just
shake a little imaginary bell. Yeah, yeah,
or we can just
just
go
look like you're making a
ding
ding,
and just really annoy
quite a little
people.
whispered ding.
Ding.
Yeah,
Okay. So many things that we're gonna probably annoy loads of people. That's fine.
yeah,
That's my life.
yeah.
Whatever.
But yeah, I think I want to try and use I think a mix of some big sprint weeks, knowing that like that's not a way I could work sustainably without burnout, but maybe
Hmm.
if I did like one a quarter, that would be
Yeah.
great. Just
Yeah.
getting the words down because it's not like I write worse quality writing. I think I would if I was on like a book one. I think I
Hmm.
wouldn't be able to like sprint a whole book in a week for that. But like if you know what you're writing and you really want you to just get the first draft down.
Yeah.
There's a point when we were in Greece where the weather suddenly turned beautiful after being sort of quite windy, and we just agreed like when you get to the next 1,000 words, when everyone's hit 1,000 words, we'll go swim in the sea. And I've
Hmm.
never written 1,000 words faster, super fast to get 1,000 words done, so I go and swim in the sea, and they were fine. I couldn't pinpoint later what those words were. They weren't any worse than the others,
Hmm.
and they were first draft words.
Yeah. Yeah. I do love a good reward system and all that jazz. So we'll have to try and come up with something.
Yes. So I just had to mute myself so I could sneeze yet again. I sneezed so much today. Um, and I will hopefully be better by the time we get to our retreat, which is
Hmm.
so close. It's only in a few weeks.
I know. I can't think about it. I can't think about future events, but I'm looking forward to it. But I also can't think about it.
Yeah, it's because your big book launches before then.
Oh yes. Oh.
It's so exciting. What's making you cringe about it? Because you've got fantastic reviews, everything is in place. What is making you make that face?
Um. Just because when it's out, I'm gonna have to really think about writing the second one.
Hmm.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm sure it'll be okay. I'm great at planning books, and
Okay.
apparently I'm great at writing them. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like it's just a different. I'm just like experiencing something different. I think that's like the weird cringe feeling. I've never pushed this much at the start of a book
Mm.
before, and I've never gotten this much attention. Even though like it's still marginally smaller than like everybody else's book launches and
That's
stuff.
not
But for
true. It's not smaller than
me,
everyone else at all, right? And it's
yeah,
also like this is your test run for like the big time, right? This is like you're
yes,
on a small scale testing how the things you want to try, the
hmm,
way in which a launch like this works, having an ARC team, putting out tons of socials, putting ads out and getting pre-orders. Like
hmm,
this wasn't required to be big. This was required to be like just kind of get everything
just
small but good.
yes, and it was just like the next step. It's the next step forwards for me. So it feels just like it's exciting and also
Hmm.
like I have the nervous energy where you think it's anxiety, but it could be excitement. It's that sort of feeling. I'm very used to that because that's basically how I feel about everything. It's like, am I excited or anxious? I can't tell the difference between those two feelings. So,
Or both, yes.
yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to, I don't know, like worry it away, because I think it's
No.
all
I'm
the reviews
enjoying
coming in
it.
are fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the feeling of potential success.
It's successful already. The reviews are great.
Okay, I'm
Like
enjoying
this is
success.
successful for, like, it's meeting the goals that you've set it, right? There's nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yes, to
Obviously,
be
we might
fair.
hope that it gets picked up by Sarah J. Maas. She reads it. She's like, "Oh my god, my new favorite book. Everyone read this," and you become
Yeah.
a millionaire overnight. We might hope that, but like that's not a goal that you had set for this book.
No.
You're meeting all the goals you've set for the book.
Yes, very much so. So, yay! Very exciting.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like I do feel like a kid at Christmas. Like, oh, I'm getting all the good stuff. I love
Yeah.
Christmas.
And so next time we speak, so next time the next podcast comes out, it will have already launched, but next time we speak, it will be just before it launches. So we will
Yes.
capture some of that feeling. And we've got a
Yeah.
podcast planned on how the launch went. So everyone will get to hear more about
Yes.
it. And yeah, and then we'll update people as well on things like how our writing routines updates and kind of what we keep trying about that. If anybody, we'll ask in the Discord if anyone wants to share their tips for writing routines. Please do share, because I think it's something that people just stay in their caves and write in their own style, and maybe if we talked about it a bit more, it would help us kind of develop some better habits and some better techniques. And I would love to hear from people who are looking for more sprint partners. That seems to be effective for me, so do let me know. Do we have anything else to talk about on this topic?
I don't think so. No, I think I'm done.
Fantastic. So next week we've got something a little bit mysterious. We've got a mystery guest coming. So we are not going to reveal the topic of next week's podcast, but we will reveal all when you tune in. A little bit of a cliffhanger there to get everyone hooked into the next episode.
Dun dun dun.
I know, but do subscribe to us. We've got a YouTube channel. Subscribe there. If we get enough subscribers, we can monetize it. If you want to directly pay us to support the podcast, we've got a Ko-fi link in the show notes. Payment for that goes towards the hosting and the editing of the podcast. It costs money, so please do support that. You can also join the Discord that we mentioned in the show notes, which is a great group where everyone can ask any sorts of questions. You can support wins and whinges, and you can chat about things like your writing routines. There is no cost to that at all. It is a free group, and everyone in there is absolutely lovely. So join us in there. And we will hopefully see you next week. Goodbye.
We will. Goodbye.
You've been listening to Pen to Paycheck Authors.
Stay tuned for our next episode, and don't forget to subscribe to learn how to write your way to financial success.